Hello! I'm Elaine, and I'm a tour guide in the French Quarter. I do ghost tours. And I am not going to tell you the stories that I tell on my tour, because you gotta pay for those. But if you want to hear some interesting things that have happened to me while I'm leading random drunk people around the French Quarter, I got you. So I've been thinking about recording this video for a couple of days. There's not one particular story that starts it, but I want to talk about eye contact. As a tour guide, eye contact is very important, but also very weird. You are talking face to face with up to 20 something strangers for like an hour to 2 hours. And you sort of gotta make eye contact with them because if you don't, it starts to feel weird and awkward and like you're avoiding it and like there might be something wrong here. But it's always also super weird to make eye contact with them. And there's always, like, in the back of my head at least, a diatribe running of, have you spent too much time giving this person eye contact? You need to give that person eye contact. Have you given them all eye contact? What about that person over there who never looks at you? Can you give them eye contact or would it be weird to try? And when it's a huge group, you sort of forget about that because, like, as long as you're not doing the entire story to one person, it's sort of okay. Like, you can mix around, look over here for a while, and everyone can just assume that if you're looking past their shoulder, you're clearly making eye contact with someone behind them, not just staring off at the brick wall, so you don't have to make eye contact with somebody. But when it's a small group, it gets a bit awkward. And like when there's still multiple parties within that group, it's okay because like you just spend some time with that group and some time with that group. And if there's one person in each group that you feel a little bit uncomfortable making eye contact with, either because they seem a bit too into it or a bit not into it, like it's fine. There's somebody else in the group you can make eye contact with so they don't feel like they're being ignored. But in my opinion, the two most awkward kinds of groups to deal with when it comes to eye contact and just general personalness with is parties of two and parties of three. Because if you only have two guests on the tour, like, quite often there are a couple, and that's the real problem. There have been way too many tours that I have done where I'm sitting there trying to tell people, ghost stories, and they're making out, and I'm just standing there being like, there are only three of us here. I am the worst third wheel ever. Do I keep talking when y'all are like swapping spit, or do I stop? And like, what the hell do I do with this? This is really awkward, guys. But even when it's just the occasional peck, it's like, oh my god, I feel like I am, intruding on y'all's date. This is weird. But parties of three, like, well, when they're all one party, chances are they know each other. It's fine. The really awkward ones is when it's a couple and then one individual person. Because A, you still often have that problem with them making out, and now there are two third wheels standing there being like, this is awkward. Like, oh my god, and at least the other guest gets to stare at you and not stare at the people who are making out. But it comes down to eye contact. Even if all the guests are being well behaved and focusing on you and doing everything you want, there's that really awkward moment of trying to make eye contact with everybody. And like, because at least in my mind, I'm focusing on giving each group equal attention. If you give each group equal attention, then the person by themselves is getting double the amount of attention of each individual person in the party of two. And then I feel weird about that. So then I start trying to be like, no, each individual person gets the same amount of attention. And then that feels weird because, I'm staring longer at the couple than I am at the other person. And oh my god, it gets so wrapped up in my head sometimes that is literally all I'm thinking about when I'm trying to tell these people ghost stories. So I have no idea how many other tour guides have this problem. I know at least one person, a friend of mine, and I have discussed how awkward eye contact can be on tours, but I suspect that this is a matter of my OCD and anxiety showing. So, just so you know, if you're ever on a tour and your tour guide is doing this weird thing where they're spending exactly 2.3 seconds making eye contact with you before making eye contact with the next person, they're probably like me and are just trying desperately to give everyone the same experience. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to share your own experiences in the comments below.